Eggs through the roof, lamb through the roof, fish through the roof. What are we going to eat this Christmas? Don't worry, I'm VT. This is Grandma's Kitchen, and we're going with 3 budget-friendly Christmas recipes that are also easy to make and super tasty. Stay until the end and tell me in the comments which one you like the most, and I'll tell you my favourite. First, roasted pork knuckle with beer sauce. It looks amazing, a masterpiece. It turns out tender, it turns out tasty, you have to make it. The recipe is super simple, and the result, as you can see, is incredible. We start with 2 pieces of pork knuckle. I have them here and I'm going to salt them really well all over. Here's the first little trick, the rub. You have to rub the meat well so the salt gets in and it turns out delicious. We're going to use an oven-safe dish. There we go. We place the pork knuckles in and keep going. Now let's move on to the chopping. 1 onion roughly chopped like this into 4 or 6 pieces, and 3 cloves of garlic like these, crushed with the side of the knife. Now you can see them clearly. Finally, thank goodness, we go back to the baking dish, and yes, you guessed it, we add our onion just like this in big chunks wherever they fit. Don't make things too complicated for yourselves. We also add the garlic in big crushed smashed pieces and a drizzle of olive oil. On top, we've placed the meatiest part facing up. Few things go as well with pork knuckle as this cut of pork. I think it's the forearm, the front part of the front leg, so double front. If you don't correct me in the comments, you know, it's super tender, very affordable and really tasty. Few things are better. As I was saying, beer, a little beer. Don't complicate things, any kind will do. And if there's one thing that works really well, a great trick, we'll see it later. I'm Viti. This is Grandma's Kitchen, and here we have the recipe for the best beer-braised pork knuckles with a special trick in the world. We preheat the oven to 250 degrees at full power, heat from top and bottom, and put our pork knuckle inside. We bake at 240 for 30 minutes, so it will be sealed and nicely browned. So, let's go with the little trick I mentioned at the beginning. I always used to prepare pork knuckle and, well, other stews that I've made as well. With beer, using beer. I've even tried to give it more flavour with other types of beer, like, for example, dark beers. I've tried toasted beers, even non-alcoholic ones. I've tried them, and although they've worked for me, it's the spiced aged wine that really does the trick. Enjoy your meal like this great chef from Bodega Espinal. A good glass for a roast like this goes really well with all kinds of roasts and stews. It goes really well with beer, giving it that aromatic note that maybe beer lacks, thanks to the herbs it has and the aged touch. And combined, both in stews go really well with beer, and in stews just with wine. It's amazing. After some time, there it is. Enjoy your meal, enjoy your meal. We can already see how the meat has sealed, how it has compressed, how it has kept all the juices inside. And now it's time to flip it over to cook the other side a little bit too. And now we're going to start adding more ingredients to give our meat an amazing flavour. We need to hydrate this meat, and we'll do that with 250 millilitres of beer and the special touch of flavour with 250 millilitres of wine. To cook, in this case Grand Chef, in the oven, again for 60 minutes this time at 180 degrees Celsius. Meanwhile, we're preparing a dressing that's out of this world. 3 big spoonfuls of mustard that go into a bowl. An important touch of paprika, in my case sweet paprika. If you're a daring guy, try the spicy one. It also works great. 2 tablespoons of paprika, a pinch of freshly ground black pepper. Freshly ground black pepper means flavour, aroma, and wonder. If it's from a plastic container, it's no good. A pinch of salt to enhance the flavour. And a good splash of olive oil, about 4 tablespoons of olive oil to give it body, flavour, texture and creaminess. Stir, stir until everything turns red from the paprika. We take it out of the oven Another hour has passed, so it's been in for a total of 90 minutes. And now it looks like this. Part of that beer and wine mixture has evaporated, and it's already got a strong paprika flavour, but it's going to get even better. Come on, let's brush on the seasoning. You'll see that since it's very hot, it will stick and look great. It's important to do it on both sides. So we flip it over. Now we have the good side facing up, the meaty side facing up again. And we spread our mixture on it. Spread it well, it's going to give it an incredible flavour. You have to try this, which, if you haven't noticed, is the third trick to get an incredible pork knuckle. We put it back in the oven for 30 more minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. And when you take it out, it'll look like this. Notice that golden toasted colour. It's incredible. Just look at it, pure wonder. Now straight to the table. Roast pork knuckles with beer and wine Ros sauce. Who offers more? A touch of freshly chopped parsley, which is when it tastes best to give it colour and aroma. Presentation on the table and it's ready. Let's plate a piece so you can see the pork knuckle. And how wonderful those almost caramelised onions turned out to accompany the dish. There you go, look, it's perfect. Oh my, that's so good. We add a little bit of sauce, don't miss out on it, because it's really good, okay? The wine and the beer, perfect. The sauce is nicely seasoned. Top notch. Let's break the piece of meat so you can see how juicy it is, and you don't even need a knife. Look, it opens up like this because it's perfect. Super tender, super juicy, super flavourful. There you go, make it. Secondly, let's jump to a classic. Chicken in white wine and garlic sauce. What a thick sauce. It's a pleasure to watch it pour down. Fantastic, you have to make it. 1 kilo of chicken, use the pieces you like the most. A glass of white wine. 5 cloves of garlic. A tablespoon of flour. A touch of freshly ground black pepper. Here it goes, you can't escape. Olive oil. And of course, salt. Besides this, I'm going to add a little green pepper, half a green pepper, because I love it. As always, I remind you that I also leave the ingredients listed in detail below in the description box. If you don't pause, just use paper and a pen to copy them from the screen. Let's start with the first thing. Here are the garlic cloves. We're going to separate some that will go in whole and others that will slice. So I'm going to keep the rounder ones to put in whole. And the ones that are a bit flatter, I'll slice them. With a sharp little knife, the usual, we peel them and slice them. With a sharp knife, be careful with your fingers and slice, slice, slice. We want thin slices, but not too thin, because we need to cook them in the pan and get them nicely browned. Alright, we'll leave them there. Next, let's move on to the chicken. We're going to place all the pieces, in my case thighs and drumsticks. It's the part of the chicken I like the most. Salt. Use plenty of salt, since some will remain on the skin and it won't get inside. So a generous touch of salt and of course our flavourful and aromatic touch of freshly ground black pepper. And remember, a really great seasoning. Next step, we go to the stove, we go to the pot, a generous splash of olive oil. In they go. The whole garlic cloves will caramelise and turn out fantastic. And as soon as the oil gets some colour, enjoy your meal, colour not heat. We'll put the chicken inside, so it can fry. Little trick, Put the skin side down first and let it sit calmly. This way you make sure that at least that part gets really golden brown. I'll take my secret ingredient, the green pepper, and cut it into small cubes. It turns out fantastic. Well, 2 or 3 minutes have passed. High heat, hot oil, and as you can see it's golden on one side. Now I flip it to brown the other side. Fantastic. In just 5 minutes. We should have it ready. As soon as it's done, we take it out and place it on a small plate. We set it aside. And don't throw away the oil, because we're going to keep cooking in that oil that already has the flavour of the chicken fat. And from those fantastic garlic cloves that are browning inside. Come on, let's go. The sliced garlic, there you have them. That's why I told you they need to be sliced thin, but not too much, because I'm going to give them a quick toss in the pan, in the pot, in this case. So they get super golden and add flavour, aroma and presence to this fantastic chicken dish. As soon as they start to get some colour and dance, as professional chefs say, do you see how that garlic is moving? We add the green touch and colour, this fantastic finely chopped pepper, and stir. We'll wait a couple of minutes for this mixture to cook a bit, and after 2 minutes we'll add the flour. Why am I adding it now? Well, because the flour turns out much better if it's cooked, if it's toasted just a little bit. Of course you shouldn't overdo it. We add the flour, and here I strongly recommend that you keep stirring so it doesn't get lumpy and so the flour cooks properly. There I have it. We give it a few stirs. And we're also going to add the white wine to give it some body, because with just the oil, it's not enough to absorb all this flour. Come on, I pour the white wine in, come on, I stir it. And like I said, 2 minutes. Let's wait those 2 minutes because that way the alcohol in the wine will evaporate. We stir well and you can see it forming a thick, fantastic sauce. And after those 2 minutes, when we have it like this, we add the chicken back into the pot. Come on, in it goes. Let's try to fit everything in like a game of Tetris. The idea is to have all the pieces fit together. Inside the pot, that's it. Arrange it however you like. I'm almost done. Once you have all the pieces of chicken in the pot, it's time to add the last liquid, which in this case can be water. But if you have some leftover meat broth or vegetable broth from another dish, add it in. It turns out fantastic with that broth. About ½ a litre. As you can see, I have a wonderful vegetable broth here. It will almost completely cover the chicken, cooking it in a mixture of this broth and its own juices. This will result in chicken meat that's full of flavour, tender, golden on the outside, and amazing. A pinch of salt for the sauce because we haven't added any at all. Only the chicken has salt, so that little pinch will make the sauce much better. So we close it up. As you can see, I leave this gap so it can evaporate, and we'll just cook it for 20 minutes. After some time, this is how it'll look. You can see what a fantastic colour it has. Now we're just going to add the sauce. I didn't even blend it, and it still turned out this good. You see? A super simple dish. We're going to add a touch of colour with some chopped fresh parsley, and that's it. Chicken in white wine sauce, the classic garlic chicken on your table. Super quick. Ristras. Who can offer something more fantastic? In third place, we couldn't go without a good dessert. Pineapple and Sobaos cake. Easy, delicious, and also cheap. And the guaranteed result is really worth it. Stick around, you'll like it. I'm Viti. This is Grandma's Kitchen, and we're starting with a recipe. A super easy pineapple dessert recipe. You can't miss it. Stay until the end. Anyone can make it, even a bench. If anyone's thinking of leaving, I'll show you the inside. Wow, now you can't leave, you have to stay. Fantastic. We start with a mould and liquid caramel. Pour it into the base. This mould is about 15 centimeters on one side and 20 on the other. We spread it well like this with a kitchen brush. And now we move on to the pineapple in its juice, a 500-gram can. Why? I'm using the juice, so I put 3 thick pineapple slices at the bottom. If the mould were wider, I could fit 6 without any problem. That's fine too, so arrange the pineapple as you wish. I'm going to press it down a little like this so it fits in the fridge. I'm going to leave it there to rest. See, that's how it looks in the fridge. I made this recipe with pineapple in its own juice. It's canned, but it's pineapple in its own juice. If it's pineapple in syrup, that's fine too, don't worry. And if you use peach instead of pineapple, it turns out great. Next ingredient, 400 grams of heavy cream. And while I have the pineapple and the caramel hardening in the fridge, I open it in a large pot where I'm going to work the magic. I also need 50 grams of sugar. If you want, you can add a little less, it's fine, it'll still be sweet. Inside, I'm also going to use the magic of the recipe. We need pineapple gelatin, 1 packet, 30 grams. We mix it, add it in. If you don't have it, you can use plain gelatin, no problem. 3 hydrated sheets go in, with the same amount, 30 grams of powdered gelatin. I'm also going to add all the pineapple juice that comes in this 500-gram can. So don't tell me it's not going to taste like pineapple, because it has a ton of pineapple. Stir all the liquid, put it on the stove once it's well mixed. Heat it for 5 minutes and then pour it out. Here, everything is dissolved, everything is perfect. I've got it right here. You can add as many layers of pineapple as you want. You can make sponge cake, pineapple, cream, sponge cake, pineapple, cream, sponge cake, pineapple, cream. Or make sponge cake, cream, pineapple, cream, pineapple, cream, pineapple, cream, pineapple. However you like. On top of this marvel, we're going to place the base. We'll use these little sponge cakes called Sobaos. We'll need between 10 and 15 pieces. We remove the paper. Look, I'll show you. See how spongy it is? Super good. So one after another, and then we're going to place them like this, filling up all the space. Be careful because they float. If you wait a bit for them to cool, that's better. But don't wait too long, because if they get hard, you won't be able to place them, and we need them to soak well. So it's all like this, one after another. We'll have it ready in no time. Here I fit the last one. Another one there, and I'll take my time with the piece that fits in that corner. As soon as you have it, put it in the fridge, and you'll need to leave it there for at least 4 hours so the gelatin thickens and it turns out like this. Do you see it? Super easy to handle, looks really good, and now I'm going to unmold it onto a flat tray. Look how good it looks on top. We wait like this. And the big trick, if it doesn't come off, place another dish with very hot water on top, and look, in seconds, it's ready. I've kept it in the fridge a little more than 4 hours. Actually, I've left it overnight, so it turned out fantastic. I removed this part, and now I'm going to show you how it turned out. Of course, you can prepare this the day before and serve it to your guests at Christmas dinner and come off as a real winner. Here, look. And look at the side. This is wonderful. Well, there's nothing else on the table. Your pineapple and sponge cake tart, super fresh. No oven, no work. A real wonder. Riss. Who wants more? Take it. There you have it. What a show. And for those who want to see the inside, let's take a look with the camera. Helicopter view. Look at those little squares it makes. And now with a spoon, a little piece, and enjoy. You have to make it. You're going to love it. Well, that's it for today's show. I hope you liked the recipes. If that's the case, you know what to do. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you get my updates, give me a like, and I'll see you in the next video. And as promised, a promise is a promise. My favourite recipe is pineapple cake with Sobaos. What's yours? Let me know in the comments. Bye, see ya.